Hello, my sun, moon, and rising Pisces. Welcome to my channel. Tonight I'll be doing your mid-monthly reading for October 2018. This is a generalized reading, so if you're interested in a reading, you can email me with the email I have below, or you can go to my website to book a reading. Tonight I have two divination tools that I'll be using. The first one is the Tarot of the Nymphs, and then I'll be using some runes. So here they are. I haven't shuffled anything. I haven't shuffled deck, and I didn't pull any of the rune staves out, so I'll be doing that. You can skip ahead if I take a while. Sometimes it does take a while. And I'm not turning them over until I get all the cards out. Okay. And with the past card, leaving something behind, eight's going to be your number. We do have another 8. That's the second one I turned over. And this could also be wanting the better emotionally or making changes. I am getting more of a relationship reading, or maybe more of a self-love reading. In the crowning card, we have the 7 of Cups. That could be wanting something and not having it, or maybe that there's something better out there for you, or maybe you're not seeing it in the perspective that you should be seeing it in. So this is a coming and going energy. And I'm going to pull this up with the 7 of Cups, because I feel like the rooted card, which is the 8 of Wands, tells a lot about your crowning card, which is your thoughts and why you're thinking about certain things initially. So this is a resurfacing or a surfacing card of what is it deep down. This could also be a message too, a message that you were getting either from yourself or somebody else. I am getting it more internally. So for the present, we have the Queen of Cups. So this is water on water when we think about her elements. And it isn't surprising when I'm posting this, which is October 8th, it's going to be the new moon in Libra. I'm filming it ahead. And on top of that, on top of the Queen of Cups, which again is your present card, we have the Hierophant, which is your challenging card. So this could be adapting to society. Maybe society wants you to be a certain way, or maybe somebody's telling you about something in your life that's affecting you emotionally. And in the past, it looks like those changes are being affected or being effective in your life, or you're doing something to make an effect in your life. So for the immediate future, you have the Tower card. So whatever the message was from somebody, it is coming out more of you're going to commit to doing something about it. The karmic card is the Five of Cups. I'm sorry, the Three of Cups. I was looking at the time. It's at around 5 minutes. So the Three of Cups is one where I'm getting more of acceptance. So I'm going to go more into detail with that. By the way that this reading is going, it's very specific. So I'm going to give a suggestive scenario, and I'm not going to aim it towards anything besides this card, but I am going to pull out 6 cards for it being a spread that I do. It's a quick one. So the energy for the Three of Cups, again, is the Death card, which can resemble like a phoenix rising, can represent like a peacock that could be flaunting. Maybe you're finding out something and you're trying to progress towards it. That present is for the present card, we have the High Priestess. And that can be hidden knowledge coming to the surface, which does link to the Eight of Wands. Then we have the Seven of Wands. So we have a couple sevens and we have a couple eights. And we have a couple, we have 5, 6, 7, and 8 in here. So this is for efforts drawn for the Seven of Wands. And when something arises, it doesn't need to be a conflict necessarily. You're going to get in there and you're going to make sure that you're going to be part of the movement too. You're going to be part of that change and doing certain actions in order to make certain changes happen. For the following actions, we have the Magician, which does make sense after what I just said with the Seven of Wands. This is putting it into action. This can also be strategic planning too, to put it into action. But generally the Magician is also messages from above and then putting it out there into the physical. In your past, you have the Six of Cups, which I'm getting, it could be an emotional tie, a relationship tie. And for the future, we have the Justice card. What's meant to happen will happen. If it's meant to be yours, it's going to be yours. If it's not, then the perfect solution for you will come up in due time. So that's for the Karmic card for the Three of Cups. For your environment card, we have the Temperance card, which is also making change too. Traditionally in the Rider-Waite-Smith system, you would see an angel holding mugs or, not mugs, like cups, and then there's some alchemical action happening. So that's going to be the change. And also there is fire behind the angel's head. So fire destroys, fire changes. It's coming from you. This is more of an everyday approach to it, even though this is the Tarot of the Nymphs and they have wings for this, even though I don't see nymphs having wings mythology wise. But I do love the deck. And then for the the hopes or fears, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, what's interesting about the Ace of Pentacles, not only is it the beginning, but it could also represent unlimited potential for that specific suit. Because it is like the energy of the suit. It's pentacles. It's physicality. So it can be a physical relationship. It could be a physical manifestation that you have out there. With this, it's growth. It could be a location that you're going towards. It could be manifesting a job, something that has to do with other people involved, because I do see other people involved, especially with the Three of Cups. Now, with it being the minor arcana, I don't see it as a serious type of, not saying it's not a serious relationship, but it's not as serious as it may seem. It may affect you in a way that can be changing, but you're constantly changing. What I'm thinking, if it's, say an example, you have a fight with somebody like your friend or your significant other, some are seen as serious fights and some aren't seen as serious fights. So with this reading, I don't feel like it's going to be that much of a serious case. So I'm seeing it with the Ace of Pentacles. And then towards the further future, we have the Five of Wands, which is an interesting one. I'll do more cards for that one too. Because the Five of Wands is kind of like, hypothetically, you're hitting a brick wall, which no one really wants that. But maybe it's trying to give you signals to where this isn't working, so maybe you should do it like this. And again, with the multiple figures involved, I do feel like that's similar to the scenario, the given scenario. So I'm gonna take time to think about it. That's the chair. And present, we have the Queen of Pentacles. For this, there's also a couple of court cards, which you can link to people because they're the archetypes that are in the tarot deck. So for the present, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is going to be seen as the responsible one of doing the thing that is going to be the most helpful. What's in the past, we have the Queen of Swords. I'm going to read this as more of a reversal because as mighty as the Queen can be, she could also be as meticulous and undermining. She's a very intelligent person, but sometimes she uses her intelligence to somebody's disadvantage. So that's what I'm going to say for the Queen of Swords. This could be yourself, this could be for another person. The struggle with that is the Ten of Wands. And it looks like you're picking up other people's trash. And in a way where they're putting it on you and you're supposed to clean up the mess that they made. And the Justice cards are behind that. So the next step would be to have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is interesting in this spread because it's a singular type of card. Like this can represent an entrepreneur. This can represent a gifted woman that has made it out in the world doing something she loves, or being a strategic planner, being a person that other people could look up to, being a person that's all right on her own. So those are the type of characteristics that are really coming out. And I have a feeling it has to do with the Queen of Pentacles. Because the Queen of Pentacles is one of those archetypes that can be seen with some of those characteristics too. Not saying that the Queen of Swords doesn't, but it seems more like the odd one out. In the future, we have the Page of Cups, another archetype from the tarot. So it's Page, Knight, Queen, and King. Not saying one's better than the other, but this can also represent energetically a new start. Something fresh with a certain relationship that you have. This can be a duo. This can be a group environment. I am getting it more of a group environment. It can involve more than one person, but it could also be, if you're thinking about it with a significant other, that more than one person is involved. Not saying that it's necessarily like the worst case scenario, but it could be that maybe you're hanging out with a person that you shouldn't be hanging out with, that's telling you something about your significant other that may or may not be true. So there could be some gossip that's coming out of it. So gossip coming to life, because with the Three of Cups, it can be celebration. It could also be, you don't really know what the people are saying. This could be people going out for drinks and then they say some stuff that really are honest to their core. Drinks being, it can be alcoholic, but it could be one of those things where it just like, they just come out with it. So I'm going to do 3 more cards with that, and then I'm going to get runes out to finish off this reading. So again, to describe the Three of Cups, we have the Four of Cups. So this may be an undesirable result, but it could also be boredom. It could also be getting something, but it's not necessarily what you wanted. And that was in your past. Present is the Seven of Pentacles, which a lot of signs have been getting the Seven of Pentacles. Most of them have. And then for the future, the Knight of Swords. And what's nice about the Knight of Swords is that the swords will just come out with it. It has to do with conversation. So whatever was said at the table that Friday night when you all went out for drinks, you got a little really comfortable and then it kind of came out. That's where the Knight of Swords is coming in. Something is going to be said that it might make or break something, but I don't think it's going to be that traumatic. It may seem that traumatic, but I don't think it is. And the Seven of Pentacles being making improvements, which can be seen in the mindset of the Seven of Cups, which you got as your crowning card, with the options that you have and the messages that you got from the Eight of Wands. So I'm going to pull out 3 rune staves. I have them in a bag. The future definitely goes with the further future that you get in this reading, which is the Five of Wands. And again, this is the Five of Wands. And this is Therese. Sorry, give me 1 second. So this one, it does seem like there's a bit of an obstacle. This can also represent a thorn too. And it's not necessarily the worst thing that's ever happened, but it's definitely a bit uncomfortable. So we have for the present Fehu, which is interesting because it can resemble status. So, I mean, maybe the status wasn't as important as it was thought out to be. It changes throughout the ages. Traditionally, if you were to read this back in time, it represented the cattle, but now people are going to read it in more modern terminology or associations with what relates to their society. And then for the past, we have Pedro. So this can be translated as dice cup. It's also, I do feel like whatever's going to happen is meant to happen. Some magic elements or has some mysticism to it of unknowing, but still it's going to come out the way that it's supposed to. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that was helpful, and if you're interested in a reading, you can email me with the email I have below, or you can book a reading on my website, earthfairyherbstarot.com. Thank you.